Hello everyone. Today we're gonna look into another video. We're gonna go through ARM templates. So we will try to use Visual Studio to deploy ARM templates, and then we're gonna use the portal as well. So at the moment, I just logged into the portal. As you can see, there is, I think I was trying to make one machine. So let me delete this resource group for now. Okay. Okay, while it's deleting it. Okay, now let's go to our Visual Studio. So what we have done here in a Visual Studio, you can download Visual Studio code from internet. So it will look something like this when you install it. And let me go to my download folder so you can able to see. Yep, that's how it looks like, Visual Studio Code. Okay, once you install Visual Studio Code, you need to install the extensions as well. So at the moment, I got the Azure and PowerShell extension, which we're gonna need. Don't worry about the rest of the bits because these are just additional, which I was testing about something. Okay, once you got this thing done, so then I'm gonna launch it from my folder. So I was testing under here under the demo templates. No, it's not letting me open it. That's all right, no problem. So let me go to uh, new window. Just want to do it from the scratch and then open a folder and select our folder, which should be under here and call demo templates. Okay, so at the moment we got is yeah, there are two files. Let me make sure demo template. Nope, there shouldn't be anything. So let me create new files there. So this is demo template. Yeah, underneath this one, this is the old file. So at the moment there is nothing open there. So let me create the. Let me close these ones down. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna use template to deploy resources. So let's create first template. For template, we're gonna need a JSON file. So I will create storage account first. I'm gonna call it storage.json and click OK. So now we have a JSON file. So now we need to use ARM templates. If you type ARM, so you need to have extension first. So if you have extension, you can able to get these things coming up. And then if you just hit enter after ARM, you will see the schema will come down and it's loading ARM schema here. Just give it a few minutes. Let me move this one over here. Shouldn't take too long. So okay, we're gonna need this one. So while it's doing it, not finished starting yet. So yeah, PowerShell is running as well. ARM template schema can take few minutes, so just bear with me. And let's check our resource group is in a process of getting deleted. We created just a virtual machine for testing earlier. So okay, ARM template still loading. PowerShell is there now. Okay, perfect. So that's done. So once this is done, what you can do, since we are trying to deploy a resource, so if you go into the resource box, hit enter and type ARM. So the thing which we are after is storage. So once you select it, what it will do, it will populate everything for you and you don't have to make any change. Oh, sorry, let me make a correction. So you need to change the name of the storage account. So I'm gonna call it storage account ZAM 101. Okay, just a hypothetical name there. So it should be unique. Then one. So this is a tag number which will show up, and just save it. Okay, now our template is ready, so we can literally deploy this to our Azure. So how are we gonna deploy it? We're gonna need a PowerShell script. So let's create a PowerShell script here, and we're gonna use the same name, storage dot ts1 PowerShell script. Okay, now what we need to put in a PowerShell script, I got a code here which I have written down earlier. So I'm just gonna copy paste this one here, and let me quickly explain it. So this is a variable we created because we have used it twice. You can put the name directly, but in this way it's easier. And then this is the command new Azure resource group. So you need to define the name of the resource group, location, and we use the force parameter to force it. And then new Azure resource group deployment. This is a second command we're going to use to deploy the resource, actually deploy the resource. So this will create our resource group. Let me change this name to storage so we can differentiate. So resource group ECUS storage. Sorry, so it will create a new resource group here. Okay, and then the second command, which is new AZ resource group deployment, it will deploy. Let me take these, we don't need these ones for now. So this will deploy. So this will deploy the resource group, which is storage resource group. So name is the new storage. This is the deployment name. I'm just going to call it 101 resource group name, and this will pick up the template. So what this is telling it, the PowerShell pick the storage.json file, and that's where we have defined our storage account. And if you do Control S, it will save. Now let's try to run it. Before we run it, we need to say connect to our portal. So to connect to portal, you just need to do connect -az account, and you will see a PowerShell script will open up here, and use your subscription there, and just wait for it to connect. So it's connected now. Okay, once it's connected, what you need to do is just to run the PowerShell script. So if I do dir, I can see there are two files in there. And let's do our storage.s PowerShell script and let it run. Perfect. So it have provision. You can see it will tell you which command has been run. So resource group name, which is this one, has been run, and it was successful with the resource ID here, and now it will be creating the storage account. If I go back to my portal, and another thing, you can see the PowerShell script is running. And if I go to my portal, click on resource group, it's coming in a minute. So it's just doing update. Let's give another minute. Yep, here we go. So our resource group is being created. And now we need to wait for our resource, which is our storage account, to come up here. Just wait for a few more seconds. Yep, here we go. So that's created. So this is how you create your storage account. Okay, now next one, which we're gonna do. So this is done. As you can see, successful. Resource group, other one, no errors, and it gives you the name. Okay, the thing which I should have showed you, but it was too quick. So you know where it says deployment name. So this is where you need to be careful. Yeah, so this is successful. So if I try to make a change here, let me go back to my storage one. Now, if I want to make a change here, if I go to storage and let's see, I want to do 102. I want to create another. So this is like a template you can use as many times as you want. So if I want to do, you can even change these ones from here. The name, if I clear this one up and just type standard, you can see it will give you options. It need to be in code. It will pick up the code automatically, double quote. So save. And if I run this now, what do you think it will work? Let's test it out. So what we have done, we have changed. Let me change this one to 102 as, okay, this is 101. There's a reason why I kept this 101. Okay, let's change this resource group, or we keep the resource group same. We just have changed the name to 102 and let's try to run and see what output we will get. I just want to show a few errors which you will come across. Okay, so it's running. So 101, if I go back to the PowerShell and do a refresh here, and as you can see, it's still deploying 10 seconds ago. And let's see our PowerShell. So it's in the process. So this name belongs to the deployment which is going on. So if I go to resource group, and in the resource group, if you click on the deployment, yeah, here you go. As you can see, 101 is successful, and let's see if our, yep, that's successful, and the name of our storage account was different this time. Let's see if it have created it or not. And remember, we have changed this as well. So if I go back to my resource group, you can go to the deployment storage account directly. You can see we got two different storage account. And if I click on 101 is LRS. And if I go back and check 102 is GRS. Okay, so this is the way we deploy storage account. Now let's try to do a VNet. Let's do another one. So, and we will deploy a virtual machine. Let's deploy a virtual machine after doing the VNet. So let me create a folder. So just going to show you here. I'm just going to create a folder which I will name it like demo2 hyphen VNet. Sorry, my spelling. Okay, now let's open in a new window. We're gonna close these ones down. We don't need this one. Okay, let's maximize this. Open folder. And we call it demo 2. Yeah, I think we call it demo 2. Yep, perfect. So now this is selected. And literally there's nothing in there. Let's create. So always remember we need to create a JSON file. I will call it vnet.json. And this is blank. Okay, now as we said, we're gonna do VNet. So if you do hit enter, it will create the resources or schema for you. And then if you go into the resources, I'm just gonna wait for the template schema to load fully, because if you don't let it load completely, you will be missing the resources underneath. So let's see if you got any VNet here. Yep, this is completely blank. Let's minimize this. Okay, still in a process. Okay, while it's processing, let me open my PowerShell as well, and let's go back to there. Okay, so that's done. As you can see, it disappeared now, which means it's already in turn. So if I use arm and hyphen and let's wait, look for VNet. Can you able to see VNet? Yep, the one on the top. Click here. That's it. We haven't changed anything. If you want to change the IP addresses, you can, but we're just gonna keep it simple as it is. And just hit Control S to save it. And now you remember, after creating this, we need to create a PowerShell script. So let's create a PowerShell script. I'm gonna call it same vnet.ps1, and let's copy the same deployment which we were using before. Okay, I will try to keep the same. Okay, this is for storage, so let's call this vnet, and let's keep it in East US. And the name, we don't need this one, so the deployment name we call it new vnet, and the file name we just gonna change it to the one which we got called vnet.json. So literally we created the JSON file by the schema. Then we went to the PowerShell script. We defined the resource group name. We assigned the resource group the region location, and then new resource deployment. We pass the parameter of name, which is our deployment name, resource group name, which will pick up from the variable we defined, and then the template file is pointing to our JSON file. And do Control S, and let's run this file. VNet, sorry, VNet. Let me do dir, make sure it's there. Yep, you're in the right place. Perfect. So that's running now. So resource group, new resource group is created. Now it should be deploying the VNet now. So if I go, you can see PowerShell is still running. If I go to portal and do a refresh, just wait for a few more seconds. Keep checking. Hopefully it's not failing up. That's done. It's successful. So let's give another few minutes. Okay, our resource group is created. And under this resource group, we can see our virtual network is there. And if you try to look into the subnet, SHA-2 subnet, and the address space is there. Cool. That's what we have left it as a default. Okay, this is how you deploy the VNet. So we have seen storage account, we have seen sorry, storage account, and we have seen the VNet. Okay, now let's try to get the virtual machine deployed. Okay, now for virtual machine, what I will do, we need to look for a template. Let me get that link, which is gonna be quite handy if you want to get the template. So let me go to Google and look for Azure template. Sorry, I'm just typing on the other window, but I will bring it over. Azure sample template. So if you search for Azure sample template and look for the one which says Git Azure quick start, and then in here you can see a lot of templates. So the one which we are after is the compute, because we need a virtual machine. So let me VM create. Oh, just need compute. Let me look for compute. I think we can use this one. Okay, can't find compute, so let's use this one. Okay, just bear with me. sure I have seen compute there other day. Quick start. Okay, just gonna look for simple, and we just gonna check this. Okay, now let's forget it. Let's look for simple window. Simple. Let's look what we got on the Windows. So just looking for a simple window template, which there should be there one. So this is custom image. Okay, I think this should be it. Yeah. Okay, let's use this one. So what you can do, you can copy this whole bit from here, and then I already downloaded it. So let me open it on my Visual Studio. So this is what I have downloaded it earlier. So if I go to my Visual Studio and open new window, let's close this one down and open folder. And if I look for my VM template folder and select OK. So this file is literally the copy of this one here. And then you need two files from here. One is JSON and the other one is the parameter one. So we got JSON and parameter.json. And the Visual Studio script is not, sorry, the PowerShell script is same. Like we name it the way we were deploying the storage account and VNet account. The name of the deployment, resource group name. I will call this one VM. Wait for this one on template to load fully. So we call this resource group VM and then template and JSON file. The only parameter I use here extra is force, so it will force it to get it deployed. You can use the same for the other ones as well. So we'll just wait for this one to finish. Let me save this file. So if you go to our portal and look for the resource group, at the moment we should have only two. You know what the network watcher, so we don't gonna count this one. So storage account and VNet, which we have created. Now we are gonna go for our VM machine. So just gonna wait for ignore these errors. These are just mentioning about. It's not actually an error. It's just a warning mentioning about the schema is out of date. So this is our parameter files. And let's try to deploy this one. So this one we're gonna call it, just make sure the deployment as though the deployment is right. Yes, and then vm.ps1 and hit enter. Okay, it's created the resource group. As you can see, it's waiting for you to give the admin name. So I will give the admin name and then the admin password. Click enter, and PowerShell script is running. It will take few minutes, so let's go to the portal and keep refresh for a few minutes. I was thinking to pause it, but let's let it run. So it might gonna go over the minute, but okay. While this is running, let me show you the other way of deploying the machine. Okay, so you can see our VM is here and the resources are getting deployed now. Okay, so we'll wait for it to deploy and script to finish. It will take few minutes, like I said. Okay, now the other way to deploy the scripts are if you go and look for deployment script it was. Let me quickly check. I haven't done it for a while, so no, I think it's templates. Yeah, if you click template, no, it's not templates. So templates. Okay, yeah. So template deployment, deploy using a custom template. So this is in the marketplace. You click that here. Now you can see there are a couple of options. So the one which we are interested, you can create a virtual machine, Windows, Linux, apps, database, and landing zone. But the thing which we are interested is build your own template in the editor. If you click here, you can literally upload the thing which we have downloaded. So the parameter file is this one because I selected the parameter file. Let me go through it again. So you click on parameter, upload a file. So if you remember, I told you to create these two files using this website, these two. And if I select them, so first parameter file, click OK. And then resource file, upload, and select the resource. You don't have to run the PowerShell script here. The only thing I will do, if you click save, I was thinking to change the name here. It will give you option to enter your username because we have used the same name for the other machine. So let's change this virtual machine name. So you can change a parameter from here. So I'm just looking for the name. So if I select Control F, name, username, yep. So it will computer name. So VM name. Let me see where we can change the name. Should be option here. This is size. Okay, I will show you where the name is comes. Yeah, I remember now. So if you click, yeah, default. So this is a default VM name. If you don't want the default VM name, let me call this one template hyphen VM hyphen portal. So we will know this VM is from the portal. And if you click save here, resource group, you can select any resource group or you can create a new resource group. Let's create a new resource group called resource group East US portal hyphen template. Sorry, it's lengthy name, so but it will let us differentiate as selected. Not Central US, we want East US. As you know, we mostly try to deploy in East US. Okay, this is where the admin name is, so we'll use the same desktop. And I usually keep one password for the demo, so it's easy. And you can change the values from here if you want. You want data center, whichever you want. So I'm just going to leave the default setting as it is, location, VM name. So this is where I was showing you. I change it so it pick up from there, or you can change it here as well. It's up to you. And let me see how, okay, yeah, that's deployed before so this is a simple name. You saw the VM in the script. So before, oh, let me duplicate this. I don't want to waste this field. We'll keep this one now. Just gonna go and check if our other VM has been created or not. Yep, here we go. So it has been created. And now let's click create and review. Should not take too long, and let's wait for it to create. Okay, so let's move this one on the side. Perfect. So deployment is in process. Okay, seems like it's been done. So if I go to my resource group and look for this, so this is the one which we created using the portal template, and our VM is there. And yeah, let's go in there. So wait for it to come. Let me do refresh. Pretty sure I saw it in the resource group. It can take. Ah, additional detail for the underlying API might be helpful. At least one resource deployment failed. Oh, that's interesting. I think it failed. Okay, let's see. Let's go. Maybe the name which we have given, it didn't like it. So let's try to go to template. Sorry. Let's try to deploy it. Parameter. Maybe it was using it while we were doing the thing up. I know what's the problem. We haven't changed. We need to delete this one. That's where I went wrong. Okay, now upload it. So JSON, this is parameter file. Yep, I think we copied on top of the existing one. We can go and check it. So let's kick this one on, like start this one and becomes a parameter automatically. Oh, perfect. So you can change a name from here as well. So what we call it, we call it the VM hyphen portal hyphen template. Okay, so save, and we will deploy in another resource group East US. I will call it second. So we will know this is the no, sorry. Resource group East US. Sorry, I just trying to rush things up. So just wait slowly. East US desktop. Okay, my password. Pick up the name which I was after. Everything is there now. Let's hit create. Okay, while it's creating, let's go to the source group. The thing which I was mentioning, maybe where I went wrong. Uh, view JSON. Yeah, I think in here wasn't the template one of these ones where we over written the stuff. Yeah, it failed. Error details. Yes, window computer name cannot be more than 15 character long. Okay, nice one. So at least we know where we failed. So hopefully we did not put too long this time. Ah, that failed again. Well done. So I think that's because of we are putting the computer name too long. So let's refresh second. Just verify. Let's try to verify why it's failing it. Sorry. And deployments. Perfect. same error. So it's good to know. So let's try to do template again. This time we use a small name, so let's get rid of this one on the safe side. I thought it's because of this, but nope, I was wrong. Resource, yep, upload it. This is not a very template. Click to learn more. Okay, something have gone wrong here. Something def discard this one. Go again. Parameter, parameter, upload. Yeah, it did not replicate, which is good. Now go to resource. I think you need to provide all the values, else it will throws an error. Yes, yes, correct. Yeah. Now the resource group. So we will call it just my VM, my VM. Save. We will use a new resource group. Call resource group East US number 3 and same desktop. Yep, my VM, and let's create. Hopefully this time it should work. Okay, that was quick. Can I keep an eye on it? Okay, perfect. So it's getting created. At least we know where to find the errors if we have any issues next time. Okay, just gonna wait for this one to finish. Okay, perfect. So that's done. Let's quickly check our resource group again, which is number 3. Yep, our VM is there. Perfect. If I go to virtual machine, sorry, and I can see. Now we know why the other one was, it's still creating, but it should be ready in a minute. Now we know why the other one failed. Okay, I think we have covered pretty much everything which we were after. So me quickly go through these things. So we created VNet using ARM template through Visual Studio. We created VM itself. We created the storage account, and then we were playing around with the portal templates, and you see it was failing. It failed twice because of the long name of the VM machine itself, but eventually we managed to get it created. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the today's topic, and I will see you in another video soon. Thank you. Bye for now.